etinyebego ọnụ na the matter. Onye nwetere vidiyo metụ aka na share button ka etọsabi ya na etinyebego ọnụ na the matter n'ihe banyere mpụta Nnamdi Kanu nke tata nke echi. Na according to ihe Gov Peter Mbah nke Enugu steeti kwuru ebe a banyere ihe a na-eje na nke ikpeazụ a banyere mpụta Nnamdi Kanu. Ma Nnamdi Kanu apụtaghị nke tata, ọ ga-apụtalele echi. Nwanna chọta data ka iwọchi ya vidiyo ma nụrụ ihe Peter Mbah kwuru ebe a after ka this lawyer jụrụ ya ajụjụ a na NBA conference enwere mgbasi ya n'ụwa n'Enugu. Nwanna ị ga-like iwọchi vidiyo.
The first is on the issue of sit at home. When we came into government some years, 2 years ago, the situation we met on ground was one where everybody, whether you wanted or not, you were compelled to sit at home. And if you did not, it means that you're going to have a violent attack either on your property or on yourself. So that was the situation we met. But I can tell you today, even in the Obete, we just made reference to, those who want to come to work, who want to trade on Monday, trade there in peace and in safety. And of course, you're a lawyer. You're not going to compel somebody who, due to his own, some political undertone or his political leaning, decides to stay at home. It is not my job to compel that person to come to work. But I can assure you for free that if you do want to come to work on Sunday and operate in a safe and secure environment, you're free to do so, and it's happening everywhere in Enugu. And today is Monday, we don't need to, you can just do your survey and do your assessment. That's on that. For us, with the judiciary, given our background, we take the judiciary very seriously. Okay? We respect the autonomy of the judiciary. And everything that we do with the judiciary, we go through the budgetary process. And once those items are captured in our budget, we implement them to the latter. They actually get their funds from the state consolidated revenue funds. And that's what happens here. Okay, and they determine what they have budgeted. So if indeed there is issue of vehicles, they need to, of course, by now we have started the budget review committee is already set up. And the cost circulars have all gone out. So it's expected that all the various ministries, all the different arms of government will be able to bring in their budget, and it will be debated. Once those items are captured in the budget, they are then implemented from a frontline revenue position. And I think that addresses that. The next question was on so I think he talked about the judicial, so we've addressed that. Now, so I'm sure some of you followed my position about Nnamdi Kanu immediately I was sworn in. I guess my first visit to the president was the discussion on Nnamdi Kanu, and I came out and granted an interview about what I had just discussed with the president. So I still believe that the right thing to do is to release Nnamdi Kanu, and hopefully that will happen soon. Then again, we do not, just as I mentioned in my opening remarks, leadership is not rocket science. Okay. First of all, it starts with imagination. And you have to talk about, once you're able to imagine, looking at the trends and looking at the pattern of growth we inherited, if that had been what guided our projections or our vision, then we wouldn't even be where we are today or even getting good. We felt that even though that model of growth may have served us to where we are today, but in order for us to build on what we have, to get to where we want to take our people, where we believe our people ought to be, we needed to think outside what we were already familiar with. So let's take the growth projection. If we look at our trend, our growth rate had been.
It's okay. Can ka abụrụ ihe mmụta dịrị ọnụ were okwu nwa nke mmadụ mere ihe.